Good morning, everyone, and welcome to PostPop. I'm Liliana Vasquez, joined by my co-host, Victor Cruz. Are you this way or this way? Which way should I point at you? And today, we're going to break down all things People's Choice Awards from last night's big event, including all the behind-the-scenes moments that you guys might have missed. And Victor, I have to say, you are looking very sharp this morning. What inspired this early morning tuxedo?
Well, I just miss fashion so much, Liliana. As you know, I know you're a lover of fashion as well. And I was texting you last night like, man, all the looks that were going on last night, I'm going to bring my own look to the show this morning. So here I am in a tuxedo. And you're rocking a tuxedo too, I see, right?
I am. I'm kind of doing like a skirt pink version of a tuxedo, but you inspired me last night. I wasn't going to quite wear sweatpants. I was thinking a little bit dressier, but then I was like, if Victor Cruz is showing up in a tux, and I've seen you in a tux before, I got to bring my A game to this show. So yes, a little pink skirt tuxedo for me. And you and I were going back and forth last night via text, and I think we both agreed we didn't really know what to expect because, hello, it's 2020 and you just never know what's around the corner. But I think we both agreed we were so impressed by the show last night. There was this incredible parade of performers, presenters. The fashion was so good. I missed the fashion so much. The icons, I felt like it was perfect. And what I really loved is that it felt like a true celebration of the fans. And Victor, what did you think of that massive fan wall?
Well, that was the first thing that caught my attention. When Demi walked out and then she looked up to her right and just that massive fan wall. It was actually on both sides. And you're just like, okay, they figured this out. They figured out how to bring the fans into their party, how to figure it all out. And then as the show went on, you see Jimmy Fallon in there and you see these different people and then taking fan questions. I mean, they really knocked it out the park in terms of the fan wall. And I think it's something that a lot of different people are going to be taking notes from.
Absolutely, because I feel like for these award shows, especially People's Choice Awards, it is all about the fans. And you can't have the show without them. Like, literally, you can't have the show without them. So I love that we did such an amazing job of incorporating them into the show. And it felt like you had an audience the entire time. Like, I felt like I was connected to the fans watching it. So let's jump right into last night's show, starting with the biggest show moments of the night presented by Lay's, because I think we can all agree it was a star-studded event.
Yeah, I feel you on that. It was definitely star-studded. And one of the biggest moments, of course, is Demi Lovato kicking off the show with the recap of her 2020.
Honestly, this year has been the longest 3 years of my life. I went into lockdown mode and got engaged. I binged 7 seasons of Pretty Little Liars, got unengaged, and then I went looking for aliens in the desert. So basically the same as everyone else.
Honestly, I just love how real she kept it. I didn't know how she was going to be as a host. You know, she's an incredible actress. She's an amazing singer and performer. But hosting, Victor, you and I both know this, hosting is really hard, and it's hard to do it without a live audience. Like, you take so much energy from the audience. But she was not afraid to poke fun at herself, at headlines, and the fans clearly loved it. And for me, I think this is the reason people connect with Demi so much. She is 100% authentically and unapologetically herself. She owns all of it.
Yeah, and all of that was on display last night. I love Demi for being her genuine self, and she's been no stranger to doing that all this year, all of 2020. And something else that I love, Liliana, is when you get those great exclusives that you know those fans won't stop talking about, which is why we got to shout out Joey King. Check this one out.
Where'd you go?
Where's Joey?
Joey? Oh, you guys. Okay, well, we're going back to it.
I think we got it.
I told myself that if I won, I would share a very exciting piece of news with everybody. So I want to tell you that Kissing Booth 3, our final installment, is going to be released in summer 2021, and I'm so excited. Thank you for loving this movie and loving this character as much as I do. It means so much, so thank you.
Oh, you know that meant so much to the fans. I absolutely love this series. I'm so happy that we get a 3, but I'm also so sad that she confirmed it's the final installment. And we got to throw it back a little bit because there was a little blast from the past present on stage last night. Mario Lopez and Elizabeth Berkley, a.k.a. Slater and Jesse, blessed us with a little Saved by the Bell reunion when they came together to present the award for Nighttime Talk Show of 2020.
Man, I love Saved by the Bell. I love reunions. I love all of that, man. You got to love a little throwback, right? But the moment became relatable.
Absolutely.
I mean, obviously, we love a throwback, Saved by the Bell. I know we both grew up on Saved by the Bell with Jesse and Slater, 100%. But the moment became extra relatable when Jimmy Fallon gave us the Zoom fail. I mean, I've done this at least 100 times, and Jimmy did this last night as well. Check it out.
Unmute yourself, buddy.
Hello?
Oh, he's getting emotional. Jimmy.
Jimmy.
You got to unmute.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Mute was on. I just wanted to say we're live, right?
Yes.
Thank you to all of my...
Oh, we are so sorry, Jimmy. We are out of time. Congratulations to Jimmy Fallon.
Like, is this thing on?
They
Is this
cut
thing
Jimmy
on?
off. By the way, I feel like I do that all the time. Like, my technology abilities have actually gone downhill, not uphill, just like how much technology rules our life. I can't tell you how many times I have to go to one AirPod because one dies. But the Zoom thing kills me every time because half the time my camera's not on. And I feel like, Victor, you've fallen victim to this.
Of course, 100%. Every time I've gone on Zoom and then I'm on there and I'm talking and I'm hearing people and I'm on mute, then I have an idea and I'm like, unmute, buddy, unmute, press the button.
And the worst is the best ideas when you're all fired up and passionate and you're like, oh, I'm never going to find that energy.
And then you got to do it all over again.
We're just going to keep it moving. We're not going back there. Now, here was the cutest moment of the entire show. Mandy Moore, you guys, she is expecting a baby boy very soon, and I just loved seeing her on that stage, her bump on display with that beautiful pregnancy glow.
It's just something about a woman that's pregnant that just makes you all warm and tingly inside. And the show also went on to highlight all of the people who truly deserve some recognition, the heroes of 2020 that have kept us safe or brought us together during this difficult year.
Absolutely. I thought this was such an important presentation last night. And I have to say, I think my favorites, I'm not going to lie, I think I texted you this. There were some tears during last night's show. You admitted to some tears as well. The first set of tears came with this story. It was about 3 awesome dads, Andres, Fernando, and Martin. And what they did is they built more than 400 desks for kids that don't have them so that they could transition better into online learning at home. I think, Victor, you know this, you have an 8-year-old daughter. It's so important for children to have a dedicated space where they can actually learn and grow. And what they did and did that by hand to me was just so incredibly moving. And it's just one example of the incredible heroics that we're seeing from everyday people, just literally putting their skills to work for others that don't have as much as them.
Yeah, it's an incredibly selfless act, and that's something that it's very, very important right now, especially if you look over there. I have a whole setup for Kennedy, a desk. I've got my mother went to the teacher store and got all these stickers with, to put up on the wall to make it look like a classroom. And that's important for her mentally to feel like when I'm in here and it's morning time, I'm in class, I'm in school, and I have to do what I have to do. So shout out to those 3 dads that made those desks. It's truly a selfless act.
It really was. And we cannot forget about a 12-year-old fashion prodigy. Her name is Ashlyn, okay? So she, of course, is known for making incredible clothes. The entire industry was buzzing about her. But she completely transitioned what she does. She went from making clothes to actually making masks. There she is right there, making so many masks for first responders. So incredibly inspirational. I even heard Demi say as soon as they came out of this story that she wanted one. So I can't wait to see what Ashlyn makes for Demi. And I kind of want to get my hands on one. I hope I can buy one, make a donation to her organization, because watching, I call them mini heroes. I think that we all think you have to be a grown-up to make big impact in the world, but I have seen incredible things happening, even in my neighborhood, little kids doing yard sales and lemonade stands, and you see how incredibly generous these children are. So lots of power in our young people, and you saw that on display last night for sure.
I got to get Kennedy to step her game up, because if she's doing this at 12 years old, we got to create some strides here, Kennedy, okay?
Listen, Kennedy is gonna like change the world. Your daughter is a powerhouse.
Thank you.
I cannot wait to see what she does. But speaking of clothes, so it's no secret, I love my fashion, love fashion. I haven't been wearing a lot of it lately, but that doesn't mean I still don't like it. And I think there's only one person that actually likes clothes more than I do, and you're looking at him right here. Yes,
me.
Victor, don't look away. There's nobody else in the room. It's just you. And I think I did a count of our wardrobe room at E in New York, and I'm pretty sure you had twice the amounts of shoes that I did. Is that a lie? Am I lying, or is that true?
I mean, that may be true. I remember the cart used to roll by our studio every time with all of my shoes on it, and Liliana just be like, seriously, Victor? Do you need that many? Seriously? It's about options. It's all about options.
Okay. Did I lie? I did not lie. The man has an entire room in his house dedicated to sneakers. And so you're the perfect person to comment on this because there was a huge trend on the guys last night. I'm calling it outerwear indoors. So the People's Champion Award recipient Tyler Perry, Machine Gun Kelly, and Tyler the Creator all made a very big fashion statement wearing these really cool jackets, but they wore them inside. So it's functional but fashion. Victor, what are your thoughts on jackets indoors?
I loved it. And obviously the AC's probably on. It's a little chilly, a nice little layer, never hurt anybody. But I love the fact that it was all very tailored. Nothing felt like out of place. Although it was an award show, the outfits looked very streamlined and it felt, you know, in tune with what they were doing with the presentations. Tyler, the Creator, came out and gave Tracy Ellis Ross her Fashion Icon Award. So it was just dope to see them bring jackets onto the forefront during these times. And I'm about to go put a look together with one of my outerwear jackets right now, as soon as we're done.
I was actually surprised that you weren't wearing one of your like very cool jackets this morning. I was like, did he pull that trend straight off the black carpet at the People's Choice Awards into this morning? No, I like it. I think, listen, I don't get enough wear out of my jacket, so the idea that I can actually incorporate like an outerwear piece indoors and make it part of my look is great. It's just going to be really bad if it's really hot in like someone's house or like in the space that you're in and you got to lose the jacket. Because if you lose the jacket, you kind of lose the outfit, no?
You lose the look. You got to just savor it. Put an extra roll of deodorant on. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. It's fine.
Just a little extra.
Yeah, just a little extra. As we continue with the fashion vibe, one of my favorite looks of the night has to be Leslie Jones, right? Her acceptance speech for the Comedy Act of 2020 was just hilarious. But what made the biggest statement to me was her suit by Christian Siriano. It had the names of several people killed by police brutality and systemic racism, including Breonna Taylor, Trayvon Martin, and Rashard Brooks. Lily, what you think of her look?
Oh my gosh, I literally stopped and I paused the show because I wanted to make sure that what I was seeing was correct. And, you know, what I think we're seeing in fashion, and Victor, I think you've seen this, and I think you actually called it out to me, was that, you know, you're starting to see clothes not just be about like showing up on the carpet and, you know, name checking a designer. Like you're seeing fashion as activism. And for so long, I feel like we thought that clothes and activism had to be in separate lanes. And you are seeing these incredible actors and actresses and performers and musicians really know that they can reach people just by what they're wearing. It's not just showing up and wearing a beautiful dress. It's showing up in a power suit and giving attention and continuing to bring attention to these murders. And that's what she did last night. And I thought it was so powerful. And Leslie Jones in herself is just a powerhouse. So good for her and amazing for Christian Siriano. I mean, he continues to outdo himself. He just elevates, evolves, and this suit was amazing.
Killed it. Absolutely killed it.
Yeah, no question. Well, you guys, we can't talk about fashion without talking about the fashion icon recipient herself, Tracy Ellis Ross. She rocked a brown Schiaparelli power suit on the carpet, which I absolutely love. The fit on this was to die for. And Victor, you know how important. You know how, and the color, like, who looks that good? She just nails it every time. The hair, the makeup, the suit, the jewelry, those gold earrings. But of course it's Tracee, so you know she had to switch it up for her award, and she did. She walked out in an epic Alexander McQueen gown, perfectly accessorized with a black leather harness. And did you see those thigh-high leather boots? I mean, damn. Like, what?
My love of vintage clothing sustained me on a budget. Thank you, Salvation Army and the Rose Bowl Flea Market. Secondhand clothing helped me understand that style has nothing to do with money. It's the way you put things together. Style is the how, not the what. Let your clothes be your superhero cape, allowing you to be the best you can be. Activate the clothes through your joy and commitment to the world that you want to see. It doesn't matter if you wear a black tie, or a Black Lives Matter t-shirt, but suit up.
Oh, so good. Okay, Victor, what was your first impression, reaction when you saw her in that look?
Well, it was just incredible. I mean, obviously we saw her on the carpet in that brown number, and then to come out like a goddess in Alexander McQueen was just incredible. And I just loved how she just made it. Her speech was incredible because she added her own personal style to it. She knows that clothes is much more than just throwing some clothes on and walking out the door. It's a representation of who you are. And she shouted out her stylist, Carla Welch, who's incredible, and they work very well together. So it was good to see her. And then they showed all those looks of hers, right, throughout the years. And I was like, well, damn, I know she's been crushing it for so long. All these looks look incredible, so it was definitely well-deserved.
And you know what's amazing is, I mean, her mom is Diana Ross. So imagine,
Exactly.
like, I think, like, wow, like, I'm always going to be, you know, like, in the shadow of my mom. She's a legend. She's one of the great. She herself is an icon. But for Tracee to be able to carve her own lane and, you know, forge her own path with her own style is just, it just speaks volumes to how innovative she is when it comes to clothes, how knowledgeable she is. And I loved how resourceful she was. What she said about style, it's not, you know, about the cost. It's really just about how you wear it, not the price. That spoke to so many young women watching this show. I mean, I tell you, I've spent many a days at like the Goodwill and the thrift town hunting down for bargains. And some of my best finds that I get the most compliments are secondhand used thrifted clothes. And to know that Tracee was in there through the racks, like on like double discount day when like the red sticker means that you get an extra 30% off.
But Liliana, could you imagine?
Inspiration.
Could you imagine having Diana Ross's closet as your playground as a kid? You know what I mean? At 11, 12, 13 years old, you're in your mom's closet and she's Diana Ross, and there's so many options, so many styles. It's just incredible.
It's incredible. The life that Tracee has lived and her clothes and her style and just the way she speaks, and she's just such an inspiration. And I will say this, you know, like as I've like entered my 40s, I look at women like Tracee and I have these moments, and I think a lot of women have these moments where we're like, but am I too old to wear fill in the blank? Can I pull this off? And you look at women like Tracee and Jennifer Lopez, who we're going to get to in a little bit, and you think, I am never asking that question ever again. You are never too old, because confidence does not have an age, people. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
All right, well, here's the thing. Victor and I could literally talk fashion for the next hour, but I have a feeling they'd cut us off. So we're going to switch gears, and we're actually going to show you guys a little bit of those moments that you didn't see on TV, because Victor and I both know on the red carpet and at the show, some of the most fun moments actually happen on social, and because we're you know we captured them all for you. So one star took getting ready to an entirely new level in order to avoid creasing her outfit. Jamila Jamil, y'all, got changed in her car literally right outside of the venue so that she wouldn't wrinkle. Did you see this, Victor?
I did see that. That's hysterical. It's hysterical. But I know, like, that's a thing, right, Liliana? Like, when girls pull up, or at the Met Gala, I remember girls, like, having to, like, almost lay, like, cardboard in the back seat just so they don't crease. What's the craziest thing you've done not to crease?
Oh my gosh. Well, I've laid down sideways in the back of a cab. Like, I literally like laid down across the back seat of a cab. Not so I wouldn't crease, but because sometimes you get your dress tailored like, you know, a week before, and then you maybe eat a little too much. You have too many margaritas, too many tacos and guacamole the night before the Met Gala because you're stress eating. And then you are within like a centimeter of that seam busting. So there's no way you can bend at the waist. But that was like Met Gala style. I remember Katy Perry even like one time rented like a U-Haul because she had to like stand up in the U-Haul so she wouldn't break her dress. So
she did not rent a U-Haul?
Victor, I'm not going to make that up on the spot. Yes, she rented like a U-Haul moving truck because she couldn't break her chandelier dress. I'm going to show you a picture of it. I'll send it to you.
I'm also writing that down. I'm also writing that down for future reference. Well, Jamila didn't stop there. She pulled the most iconic move and left the show to go to the grocery store and ended the night with some pizza.
Left live TV, all dressed up, and now I've come to get some food from the supermarket. That's how I roll.
Okay, that's amazing. I gotta know, Victor, post-award show, what is your late night meal?
Man, it's tough. I'm probably pulling up to Wendy's and getting some chicken nuggets and fries. That's my guilty pleasures, nuggets from Wendy's. They got spicy nuggets now, so it's like it's a thing. It's a thing for me.
Okay, but the people want to know, is there a Frosty in the mix?
There may or may not be. It depends on if I have a workout the next day or not. If I do, I'm gonna lay off the Frosty. If I don't, it depends on the workout regimen, Liliana. You know how we do.
Oh, I know. I've seen the workout videos on Instagram. There's no Frosty in this man's future, y'all. Trust me on that. All right. So I have to say, y'all, the best part of the night for the Good Place star would probably be when she and Tracee had this epic 2020 greeting on the red carpet. I mean, this is, I think, how people greet each other now. Don't you think, Victor?
It just is what it is. It's 2020. We got to be safe. We got to keep our distance. It's just the way that things are right now. You know whose story gave me a good laugh, though? Our very own Erin Lims. Erin Lim, she's hysterical. Let's take a look at her making some friends.
Okay. And that, of course, is Jennifer Lopez with Armie Hammer, who presented her the award. And I love that Erin is like creeping on all the celebrities because here's the thing. That is all of us at all of the award show. People always ask, and I'm sure people ask you this. I mean, here's the thing. It's not fair because you're an actual celebrity, so it's like different for you. But for us non-celebrities, when I get within like earshot or within like breathing distance of Jennifer Lopez, like I'm watching everything and I am like creeping on her with my cell phone. And I love Erin for posting that because that is as real as it gets at an award show. Look at her. She's
Absolutely.
so cute.
I love the poses. The poses are hilarious behind the step and repeat. Those are too good. I was on her story all night. She was giving us absolute gems.
Look at that. Look at her. Oh, my God. Erin is so funny. All right, you guys. Well, we have reached that part of the show where it is time for Victor and I to share our top picks of the night. And since it's ladies first, I'm probably going to actually steal Victor's. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. But for me, it's got to be J-Lo's acceptance speech for the People's Icon Award. She gave us that whole ending in Espanol. Check this out.
I accept this award with great humility and gratitude. Y a mi gente latina, a donde quiera que yo esté y a donde quiera que yo vaya, siempre los tengo presentes. Y es para mí un orgullo poder representar a los latinos de todas partes con todo mi corazón y con todo mi amor. Gracias, mi gente. Los quiero mucho y recuerden, la vida es un tango y hay que seguir bailando siempre. Thank you so much. I love you guys so much. Thank you for this.
Ooh, wepa.
It was the recuerde. The recuerde for me. I love that. That was the best part.
It's so true. And actually, I was thinking about this last night, and I'm sure you thought this too, but I feel like that was maybe the first time that she's done an acceptance speech in Spanish like that. I mean, it's definitely the first time I've heard her do it at an English-speaking show, and I know we're both Latinos, and for me, it like completely moved me to tears because hearing somebody speak in our native language on a global stage like that, accepting the People's Icon Award, to me was so powerful, and it is exactly what the Latinx community needed to hear in this very moment. And what she said, by the way, I'm just going to translate it. It says, remember, life is a tango, and we got to keep dancing. That is my mood for 2020. Victor, I know that's been your mood since you played for the Giants. Like, nothing has changed.
I'm always dancing. I'll dance right now if you tell me to. It doesn't matter. I'll dance all the time in my living room. I could dance it.
It's so true, but doesn't it make you feel it? Like, honestly, when I put music on in my house, especially over quarantine, like I automatically feel better. And she's right. Like, you gotta keep on dancing, regardless of the song. You gotta keep on dancing.
Yeah, I'm definitely a music buff. I wake up and listen to music every single day. And Jennifer, obviously, as we all know, has truly been such an inspiration for women everywhere, but especially Latinas like yourself, Lily. And let's be real, she's just getting started. She's really just crushing it right now and doing her thing. And although she's accomplished so much thus far, there's so much more to do. I know she was in talks to buy a team, a baseball team. I'm sure she's got so many things on her list to do. She's just going to keep breaking those barriers and crushing it.
And can we just give like a little moment of just appreciation and just honor that red Christian Siriano mini dress? I texted you this last night. I said, there's J-Lo showing up like a gift to the world. Christmas came early. We saw it last night at the People's Choice Awards. She just doesn't quit. I think what I actually said to you via text was, how is it that during COVID, Jennifer Lopez can show up looking stronger, more beautiful, and more put together? At the end, like, most of us, our COVID decline has been like this. J-Lo's is just like that.
Exactly. I love that. Now that I look at her look again, she was the dancing lady emoji. That emoji might be inspired from J-Lo. That red dancing woman emoji, right? She was definitely that.
She was this.
It's incredible.
Totally.
It's incredible.
Look at us. I like it. Okay, so Victor, what was your absolute favorite moment from the entire night?
All right, and this is the moment that you've been saying this the whole show, the moment that I cried just a little bit. I don't know if it rolled down, but my eyes got a little watery. And that and it was because of that Take Me to Church moment by Justin Bieber, man. He sang his 2 new singles that have topped the charts, Holy and Lonely. Lonely's the one that kind of gets me every time. It was awesome. Justin really showed up and showed off. Another celeb that also moved the crowd was none other than comedy queen Tiffany Haddish. She successfully brought the dance moves and managed to pull on some heartstrings. Check this out.
First of all, I want to give a shout out to anybody who was going through depression or stress this year, that was feeling like, dang, I don't know where, I'm sad, nothing is funny, and then you turn on something with Tiffany Haddish in it, and you're like, yes, I feel better. Yes, bitch, that was for you. Okay.
Yeah, that was incredible, just seeing her be herself, dancing to the microphone. That's a Tiffany Haddish we all know. She's always got the energy. And last but not least, one of my on my favorites list is my man Karamo Brown. He made it a point to call out Madam Vice President-elect Kamala Harris for shattering the glass ceiling. Got to check this one out.
I would totally kill to have every nominee in this category in my squad. Actually, there's one person I'd like to add to my squad. Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. Give it up for women. Every young girl out there, remember, you can, you will, and you should run this country.
Ooh, yes. I love that. And I have to say, what he says is so right. It's so important for every little girl and little boy to see a woman step into that position for the first time. Last night, I don't know about you, but like, I just needed all of those moments. Didn't you?
It felt good just to see everybody again and see everybody's in good spirits and just the energy. You know, obviously in the beginning of the show, we said we didn't know what to expect, but the energy was so high and the people were so excited. You could tell people were excited to be out of the house and around some other people for once, you know?
Absolutely. And I have to give a huge shout out to the entire team at E. Y'all did an amazing job. Victor and I were cheering you guys on from our couches. He's in New Jersey, I'm in New York, but we were cheering y'all on. That is an incredible feat to be able to put together a show of this caliber with that kind of talent and all of those surprises in the middle of a global pandemic. It just shows you why E is the best at what they do. Y'all, that was such a treat last night. I know the fans loved it. It was blowing up on my Twitter feed, on Instagram.
All over the place.
I had so much fun watching. And Victor, did you have fun this morning recapping the whole show for all of these amazing people watching on Twitter?
I had an absolute blast. It was a good reason for me to get dressed up, put a little tuxedo on, and just have some fun and recap just an amazing night for television and an amazing night for all celebrities and people who love celebrities, which I know I do.
Absolutely. You know what's going to be really funny is when I go get coffee in my neighborhood in this exact outfit in about 5 minutes.
I'm sure they'll welcome you with open arms. Like, just come in here and get your coffee, girl. I don't know what's going on.
Listen, I might get a free coffee in this pink tuxedo. All right, guys.
Possible.
Well, that is all of the time that we have for y'all today. Thank you so much for joining Victor and I for this edition of PostPop. I'm going to go run and grab that coffee. Victor, what are you up to?
I'm going to go take a nap now, actually. I'm getting out of this tuxedo and going to sleep.
Loosen that button. Loosen that button. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for being here with us, and we will see you guys later. Bye.
Peace.
I didn't even notice that.